Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself, James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself, James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going way better than fantastic. And your journey to self-betterment is going way better than fantastic. And I really do mean that. I've been reading the comments. And I noticed some of you have made some breakthroughs in your life. Please. And I do mean please. Give yourself some credit. Because society and others tell us we can only give ourselves credit if we make, let's say, $1 million. Or we do whatever it is society deems as important. Now if you make $1 million, pat yourself on the back. If you worked hard from poverty and you made a good honest living and became successful, that is something to be proud of. You broke the cycle of poverty. But if you were just able to string together a few good days or weeks where you were productive, or you just recently started back at a hobby you once loved to do, or you just started a brand new hobby, please pat yourself on the back just the same as if you made $1 million. Many of us don't have many people in our lives. Many of us have no one in our lives. And the few people in our lives that we might have, they very possibly have no idea of our day-to-day struggles. As many of these people have their own day-to-day struggles that are way different than ours. And they really might not understand where we are coming from. And if we told them, they might not find it important. So while it's just you, and you really feel like you have no one to share your successes with, please congratulate yourself. You are indeed worthy and you are indeed a hard worker. You are still here. You are still here and trying your best and moving forward. And your accomplishments mean something. Please know that. And during this hard work towards self-betterment, do not let another narcissist or anyone slow dose you so you fall for the lies and end up under their control. You see, this is how narcissists in one-on-one relationships often get what they want. And how the narcissists of the world shape the societies that they control. They do it through slow dosing. Yesterday we talked about the Johnny Depp case and his testimony. And again, I'm not here diagnosing anyone or saying this person is this, or that person is that. However, most of Johnny Depp's testimony regarding his home life and the alleged treatment he says he suffered at the hands of his ex was greatly similar to my life and many of the lives of you all. And one of the things I mentioned yesterday Johnny testified regarding is how he would notice little red flags that were to him strange. But at this point they weren't over the top abusive, like he said later was to happen. You see, that's what narcissists are masters of. Pushing, pulling, and doing some damage. And then giving you a chance to think everything is okay again. So you can relax and start to trust and drop your guard. And in a way it's genius. Because like I've mentioned before, even if you did grow up in a terrible home, if someone showed up in your life, the first day calling you names and mistreating you, there is a big chance that you would have no interest in this person. But what they do is gain trust through love bombing. And then they slow dose the mistreatment. Like a metaphoric poison. Here's an example. There was a news story years ago of, I believe, a radio personality that slowly poisoned his wife over a long period of time using antifreeze mixed with Gatorade. She passed away from this evil act. And believe a man was poisoned in a similar way with his wife, preparing his protein shakes. I think he lived because he realized something was up right away and had the contents checked. But one has to ask, why would someone do such an act in such a way? And besides being evil to the core, It's because they don't want the victim and others to be able to place their finger on what is happening. So they would give their victim a tiny bit of poison over a long period of time. And when their victims would start to get sick, they would have no earthly idea what was happening to them. And the doctors might be looking for the wrong causes and solutions. This is what narcissists not only do with real poison, but they do it with emotional poison as well. They slow dose their mistreatment. So you second guess what you just heard and just witnessed. You give them the benefit of the doubt. Then they pull back and leave you alone and will even treat you really well for a good period of time. Time enough to get a deeper hold into your life. And get you to build a real connection with them. And they fake a real connection with you. And it's this constant game that is happening that gets them closer and closer to having control over you and your life. And it's this game that we see playing out in society every day and every year. Okay. So they might give you what you think is a little control back on the front end or the public side of things. But what have the masses lost in the process? The narcissists have taken the beach. Using a war terminology. Then they relax and they get you to relax. And you think, well, maybe they are content with the beach. But then years later, without warning, they are storming your castle. Or they might do something smaller than that. Then you relax. Then years later storm your castle. It's all about building fake trust with you to get another inch and another inch and another. Because narcissists at the end of the day want control over you and your life. That's all they want. That's all they care about. Or mostly what they care about anyway. Think about the narcissist in your life. It seemed they kept doing this tactic to get more and more control over you and your life. You don't think the narcissists that run the show in this world aren't doing the same to you and everyone else? Taking from you and taking and taking and taking. Then they give a token gesture of giving back. Or they give you a moment of what seems to be peace. But once you think all is well, the process or cycle starts right back up again. This is because they are dosing you to get more and more control, and you and others without knowing it are giving this control to them. And it's not to say this to say you're weak or whatever. Because I have been the victim of this as well. And it's a testament to just how good these evildoers are at their manipulation. And once people figure out what is happening, they oftentimes put their head in the sand. Because they don't want to believe it's really as bad as it really is. So what do? Understand that slow dosing is a tactic most, if not all, narcissists and other toxic people use. See it for what it is. And take a step back. And first do what you can to not let it enter your personal life. Again, if you see something odd, please don't let it go. Like Johnny Depp said in his testimony, assuming he was and is telling the truth, that if nothing is done about these red flags, they will continue to grow and grow and grow. He gave an example of how his ex would get upset he wasn't tired when she was tired. Little things. But said for the most part she was great to be with. But these little things started to sprout up. And he just couldn't put his finger on what was happening. Well, I say to many of you that went through what you went through, you now have experience. Let it work for you. Let it work for you. If you see something that is off, take a step back. And at least make a strong mental note about it. And here's the thing. Quite possibly ask the person you are dealing with about it. They will likely talk in circles and or get upset. If they do, don't just keep it as a strong mental note. Very carefully and quietly back away from this person and completely exit their lives. And in most situations this first weird interaction will likely be the least dangerous. So testing their reaction to you questioning them is probably okay to do. And will more than likely give you the answers of what you are looking for. If you say, you know, that doesn't make sense. I'm not sure what you mean. And they make excuses. They talk in circles or they use word salad. Don't debate with them any further. Change the subject like what you were just talking about never happened. But know in your mind this relationship is over right now, this moment. And then come up with a careful plan to back away from this person so they don't want to come after you for a pound of metaphoric flesh. Actually let this slow dosing be your friend. Because when they do it early on, you have a very good shot at getting them to let their mask slip and you can leave. But regarding our narcissistic society, take a step back again. Ask our Heavenly Father for discernment as should happen in all matters. And for protection. The more people wake up, the more people can step away from the narcissistic system. But please know, these narcissists will try again and again and again and again. Because they just want power over your life. And they will slow dose you to get it. Well, that's all I have for today. I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.